Hey guys, how are you? Happy Friday. Thanks for joining. So we're going to talk a little bit today about minority certification. So I'm going to give like another couple of seconds for everybody to join. Hey, what's up, Tony? How are you? Thanks for joining. So yeah, today I'm going to dedicate this live to all of my small business professionals out there, all the entrepreneurs out there. It doesn't matter what business you have. Of course, I'm specializing in, folks who are in the aesthetics business, but honestly, it really doesn't matter what you're in. It could be spa, it can be trucking, it could be a different home-based business. You could be running a consulting agency. You could have a home-based attorney agency. Honestly, it just doesn't even matter. Like, I could care less what it is. If you have a business, if you've been in business for a while, and by a while, I mean at least a year and a half, maybe coming up on 2 years. I could care less what the industry is. Minority certification can definitely help you. So I'm going to go and talk a little bit about minority certifications. What's up, Lios? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Tony? I'm going to talk a little bit about minority certification. I want everybody to understand how it can apply to you and maybe give you a little bit more confidence to applying for it. It is not a process that's very easy, but can it be done? Absolutely. All it is it requires just a little bit of information, and you could be off and running and have your application and be certified before you know it. So let's talk a little bit about minority certification, all these different kinds that are out there. So minority certification is not just like a race-based certification. It applies to gender as well. So you may have heard of an MBE. That's a minority business enterprise certification. So with regards to that, when you're a minority business enterprise certification, in order to qualify for that, your business has to be about 51% owned by one of the minority groups identified in the United States. And there's an entire list of what those minority groups are. You can actually look that up by your state. Just type in minority business certification and say, for example, New Jersey or New York. Go ahead and just look that up and they'll give you the categories so you can make sure that you indeed do qualify. In general, across the nation, the requirement is to have your business about 51% owned by that minority group. Again, there are some variations state by state, but for the most part, I want to say about 80 to 85% of the states require about 51% minority business owned by a certain particular ethnic group. Okay, so that's a MBE. You may have heard of an SBE. That one in particular is a small business enterprise. So here with that, it's not, an ethnic group. It's not gender-based. This one is literally about a small business and how much do you earn every year. If you fall within a specific category that makes you a small business as far as, your profit earnings per year, the earnings per year, whatever that cutoff is based on your state, of course, that's what's going to qualify you, put you in that category of a small business, and that would be the certification that you can move forward with. An MWBE, as you probably have guessed, that one is basically a certification that whether you are a minority group or a woman, so that will be that specific type of certification. Then there's SWBE, and you probably guessed that's small business, women business. All right, small business, women-owned business. So that's the category that certification will fall into. So again, those are the different categories that you probably will encounter state by state. What's up, Gia? How you doing? Thanks for joining. So we're just going through some of those acronyms, breaking that down so you understand exactly what these mean. At the end of the day, it's a state certification. And let me make a correction there. It can be a certification on 3 different levels. It could be on your local level, so it could be a city certification. It could be on a state level, or it can be on a federal level. So there's definitely 3 levels out there for you to apply for. I personally have a city and working on my state certification right now. So the city certification was the first thing that I did. In general, state by state, they do have reciprocity. So if you have your certification on a city level and you're ready to take it up a notch, and you see there are opportunities when you have a state certification that you really want to be able to make yourself eligible for, and you want a state certification, guess what? Because you have the city certification already, they do respect the work that you've put into for that, and the process for getting your state certification is so much easier. Same thing applies when you're trying to get on the federal level. If you have your city, you have your state, the federal level one's going to be even easier. So they do respect the work you've done before. You're not having to start all the way from scratch, and that's a really good thing. So next up, let's talk a little bit about the fact that there are 3 different categories. Like I mentioned, there's the government entities. Yes, you can apply, like say I'm in New York, okay? You can get a New York City minority certification, then you can get a state certification. You can also get an interstate certification. Since New York and New Jersey do a lot of business and they are quite interconnected, you can get a multi-state certification. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm working with one person right now who has a business that's located in state A. The business was registered with their LLC in state A, but they are actually operating their business out of a different state. We're going to call that state B. What we are doing is moving forward with the application in state A, getting her certified there, and then we're going to take that existing certification to obtain a second certification in state B. So what does this do? 1, it gives you certification in the 2 states that you have your business established and operated in. 2, it's going to open you up to more opportunities across 2 different states. And 3, it's going to give you more credibility in the event you want to take it up a notch and get your federal certification. So there's a lot of great advantages there. Again, it's just opening more doors of opportunity for you. And those are the different pathways that we have to navigate when we're doing these certifications. So a couple of questions I've gotten on DM with regards to this is, how do I know so much? I spent a really long time working with government contracts. I spent a long time dealing with state and federal filings, so I'm very familiar with what all the requirements are to make a clean submission for any type of government certification. So I have the ability to help a lot of folks who are in the spa industry who want to take advantage of all the opportunities that you can be afforded once you have a minority certification. And I've helped them obtain their certification in their specific state. So yes, I do help folks get their certification. I don't care what your business is. I've mainly worked with a lot of folks in the spa industry because that's where I'm living right now as far as what do I do. But I've actually worked with folks who are in the trucking industry. I've worked with folks who have their home-based consulting agency business, consulting in a whole lot of different arenas that you could possibly think of. So again, the requirement is really just having an established business. You've been around for a little bit of time. And when I say a little bit of time, they like to see like about a year and a half. Depending on your state, some states do require almost 2 to 3 years. So again, we'd have to look into the state that you live in to make sure that you have enough years under your belt. But for the most part, be established, be in business, don't care what type of business you have. I want to be really, really clear with everybody. I know that sometimes when you hear about these minority certifications, the first thing that pops into your mind is construction, because those are the folks who traditionally have had these types of certification. Even when you go on your state websites and you take a look and you're looking this up and you're doing research, a lot of the state websites, all the pictures on there have guys in hard hats and you think it's about construction. And it really kind of scares people off who are in other business industries from even applying to this because they don't think it's for them. And that is absolutely wrong. I want to make it really, really clear. No matter what business you're in, you can apply for a minority certification. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about, the ownership. That's really important. If you're going to go for a minority certification across about 99% of the states, you have to have about 51% ownership by a minority individual. And those minority categories, again, are listed on each state's website. So you could see the different ethnic groups that qualify for these minority certifications. Same thing goes if you're going for a woman certification. Again, this is not based on an ethnic group. This is based on gender. So they're going to want to see 51% owned by a woman. So I just wanted to kind of jump in really quickly to talk to everybody about what the certification actually is, who would actually qualify, and how to start doing your research. Again, if you want to start taking a look into this, just go into a Google search, type in your state, type in minority certification, and that will come right up. And you want to keep your eye out on making sure that the certification information you're looking for is either your city certification. Let's say, for example, in Louisiana, okay? There's a certification if you live in New Orleans. So that's a city certification. There's a certification on the state level, which is the state of Louisiana. That's the state certification. Then there's also a federal level. And that one is by the Southern Region Business Council. Yeah. And they're the ones that take care of doing your federal level certification. So again, you want to take a look and see which one really applies to your business. I personally recommend that somebody who's never had a certification before start out with one on your city level or your state level. Again, not every state has a city breakdown, so their level 1 would be the state level. So depending on where you live, that's where I recommend that you start. Get your certification there first before you move on to the federal level. You want to be able to have some established track record of having a certification. Take advantage of some of the opportunities that come along with having your certification. Make sure you take advantage of a lot of the training opportunities that come with it before you move on to the federal. That's about all I think I can cover today. I'm going to go in a little bit further with talking about the application process, but that's a whole other live, and I think that I should have my computer with me to show you guys exactly what it looks like, some of the requirements that they ask for. With a lot of, I'm going to share a couple little nuggets too that I only share with my clients. I'm going to share it with you guys for absolutely free, just so if there's anybody out here brave enough that they want to just navigate this on their own, that they have a little bit of heads up on a couple of things, okay? Take a look. I encourage everybody who owns a business to take a look on their state level, on their city level. Look at the minority business certification. Check it out. Look at the process. If at any point in time you feel like you need help getting through it, or even if you started it and you gave up and you need some help, please reach out to me. I am available to help you. I have a whole team that I work with to help folks navigate the application process. It does require a lot of documentation. It does require being on top of submitting a clean application. The last thing you ever want to do is submit a sloppy application, have it get rejected, and you have to start over. The best thing is to ask for help early on and make sure that you have everything correct and right the first time. You have a great submission, and that really enhances your chance of getting certified. So reach out to me. I have a team that works with me to help folks all across the country get their certification. So again, if you've tried and you kind of gave up, or you took a look at it and you're saying, hell no, I don't want to tackle this, or if you are feeling like, okay, I can actually handle this, but I do need a little bit of help along the way. Whichever way, just reach out. We're able to help. My whole team at Project Wiz will be here to assist you guys get your documents together so that you can have a nice, clean submission. I firmly believe in everybody who owns a business, who falls within a minority category should definitely have this certification. This is only going to open up more opportunities for you that you probably never would have known of unless you were part of this elite group of certified business owners. In addition, it just opens up opportunities for you to actually make more money. It offers opportunities for you to learn more, get more training, enhance your business, really take it to the next level. So check it out. And again, if you have questions, shoot me a DM. We're here to help. So hopefully everybody has a really great weekend. I'm going to come back and do another live and talk a little bit about the application process. Again, I think it would be helpful for you guys to have a visual with that too. So I'm going to get it together and show you guys exactly what goes into applying into one of these certification categories. So thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Megan? Thanks for joining. All right, guys, enjoy your Friday. It's really good weather out here in New York. Hopefully it's great weather out by where you're at. Talk to you guys later. Bye.